So I just finished Arizona Sunshine 2. This game might legitimately be the best VR game of 2023 that I've played so far. I finished my playthrough on PCVR. I'm halfway in my second playthrough on Quest. And out of all versions, I think the PC version might be the best way to go about playing this game. I bought the first Arizona Sunshine twice and I never got to finishing it. I played After the Fall religiously for around at least 100 or so hours. Arizona Sunshine 2 elevates everything the first game did, and with After the Fall, it adds better immersion and with an actual story. To me, Arizona Sunshine 2 is an incredible experience, front to end while it lasts, and is a close contender to me for the VR Game of the Year. The game feels as if Dead Island and Dead Rising had a child. I want to love the game, but I'm not entirely sold on it yet. First of all, before I get into any of the points about the game, I'm gonna keep it a B with you. The developer and publisher of Arizona Sunshine 2, Vertigo Games, should fire the entire marketing department for this game. At no point was I excited or looking forward to the game by watching any other promotional material, and I had no expectations other than knowing the game was a sequel of the first game and it had a dog. I played the game at the hard difficulty and it took me around 5 hours and 47 minutes to finish the game. With the fact that I explored everything, picked up every weapon, I was crafting, I was scavenging. Arizona Sunshine is a game you don't want to finish, but it's on the side of VR length games, not in terms of what we call a game by traditional means. However, for its short stay, it manages to do so much in changing scenery, changing the flow of the gameplay, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. I would immediately recommend the game to anyone, but with an asterisk. It's another zombie VR game, but it's so much more than that. But to state the obvious, the price tag is a little high for the content in the game currently. And as a side note, the Quest version doesn't look bad, but they are completely different versions. As of right now, there is no Quest 3 upgrade. I know, 2 months into the headset's life, we still haven't legitimized Quest 3 upgrades. The file size is 13 gigabytes. It's a chunky boy, so I expect that to at least increase 1/3 of the size once we get a Quest 3 upgraded version. Now, the pricing. Let's talk about the room in the elephant, or the elephant in the room. Arizona Sunshine 2 starts at $50 for the standard version and $60 for the deluxe version. To me, it should have been priced at $40. Luckily, on Quest, we got referral codes that instantly give you 25% off, or sometimes Meta blesses you with 25% off or 30% discount code from time to time. Also, with the game being on Quest 2, Quest 3, it's cross-buy with the Rift Store, so you'll get it on the Oculus PC app as well. And for the price of one, you are getting 2 games technically, since they are different builds. To me, that adds value, but most people are gonna stick to the standalone version. And as we get larger and more in-depth games, the price is bound to go up, but so should the content within the game as well. A dev and publisher like Vertigo Games is one of the first studios pushing the price of the games, while not actively making them feel as if they deserve that price tag. Studios have to make money, pay the employees, and invest in other projects, but this game is still a VR length game, and it reminds you that VR is still a niche. So let's get into the game. First, with the parts that I like. The story revolves around you as you're stranded with no one to talk to. You're trying to drown yourself with alcohol. That didn't work, and so it happens that a helicopter crashes and you meet a dog called Buddy. From there, you tackle the world together. The story is dark at times, wholesome, or the dialogue amounts to speaking out loud your intrusive thoughts. For the most part, it's good, but a few lines here and there make you go, huh? Buddy is a legit companion. He might be top 10 DOGs in the entirety of gaming. You can command him to take out Freds, the name of the zombies in Arizona Sunshine. Having played on the hard difficulty, the dog is incredibly useful. Throughout the game's short span, you bond and you tackle the world together. It's not the best story I've ever played, but it keeps you engaged enough to finish it from start to finish. Other aspects that the game does well are including a variety of comfort and gameplay options, so you could play however you want. And environments in the game are beautiful. On Quest, they're passable. On PC, they're gorgeous. Gunplay is pretty good. If you played After the Fall, a lot of the games start to feel very similar from Vertigo. A lot of the guns have a similar design. On Quest, the gunplay to After the Fall is exactly the same on the same engine build as well. With having played on the hard difficulty, you have to actively search rooms if you want to use an AK or an M16, and you could end up passing those up simply by not scavenging the areas that you go through. Arizona Sunshine 2 feels like a game that can only be experienced in VR, as interactions cutscenes are vital to the game. Another thing I applaud them for is the sound design of the game is amazing. At some points, I had to lower the volume because I thought a dog was barking or a car alarm went off in real life. I played my first playthrough on PC via Airlink. For the most part, I had a great time. On Quest, I would say it feels too much for me, at least like After the Fall, and I didn't enjoy it as much. There is a part where you get a Thompson in PC. On Quest, you get a gun that kind of looks like a bar, and it's exactly the same gun used in After the Fall, and they didn't even try to hide it. And with the fact that most people aren't gonna play After the Fall, but I find this kind of annoying and lazy considering they are trying to charge $60. Now with the performance, if I were to pick a preferred platform to play the game, it's PCVR. In Quest 2, the game is blurry and has a lot of aliasing, as that is well expected for me at least. On Quest 2, the game looks okay. Another thing is that objects in the world within Quest, whether opening doors, jars, or cases, they run at a way lower frame rate. With Quest, the game runs at both 72 Hz and it runs really smooth for the most part, but I personally can't get over not releasing a Quest 3 upgrade, at least, as I just feel like I'm playing After the Fall all over again. But nonetheless, it's impressive that it even runs on standalone, but muddled by the fact that I know that they can push the hardware further. And my PC playthrough, I have a 3080 Ti 5800X, and performance was pretty good, as with recording. So now the dislikes. In my playthrough, I had my fair share of bugs that led me to dying. What seems to be the pattern with modern gaming is even when the price increases, the issues and bugs increase as well. I would say, to my fault, I died at least 3 given times in my playthrough due to my actions. I died around 3 dozen times because of bugs and my inputs not working. There were times where I could not grip my weapons from my holsters. Grabbing a drawer or opening doors would cause that hand that you used to disappear for some reason. To fix it, I just reset my holster calibration. Zombies would spawn instantly in front or back of me, at least a couple times, leading to my death. The dog would disappear or not listen to your commands. This game made me love VR, but hate it as well in certain aspects. Another thing I'll nitpick is level design. For a lot of the game, it's fine, but there are 3 instances where it's clear you have to cheese certain areas. On one part, you have to cross a path to get to the other side, and zombies come from both ways. Pause. At that moment, you only have a revolver and a pistol, and the game throws at least over 100 zombies at you in a extremely narrow path. Once you get there, you'll understand what I'm talking about, and you just have to book it and run to the next checkpoint without doing much. Certain instances as well, you have to play COD zombies and line up waves of zombies. It's fine, but it doesn't really fit the game all that well. A quality of life feature that I would like for to be added is a backpack. It's annoying to have the dog be a weapon holder, as Buddy would run away or you would accidentally swap. You can hold a total of 3 guns, 1 as your primary and 2 secondaries, and the dog is able to hold 2 secondaries. Adding a backpack like The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners would make for a better experience overall. My opinion on Arizona Sunshine 2 is that it's a really good game at its core. For the price, one would want at least 10 or more hours of content. If you're bad at games or play co-op, it should last you way more than that. With increasing the price, one would hope that the quality would as well. But with modern gaming, the pattern follows the trend of fixing or addressing those issues later on. I would buy the game with a discount, 25% off or 30. This game was definitely a high note for VR gaming as we're closing off 2023. The graphics on Quest 2 and Quest 3 are lackluster. I'm half and half on this game. I really liked Arizona Sunshine 2 for the 6 hours I played through on PC. I might go back to play it on the apocalyptic difficulty. If you're looking for a zombie wave shooter, After the Fall is the better bet. Arizona Sunshine 2 is a great single player game with co-op to complement those who want to hop in together with friends. Hopefully it gets a horde mode that you can actually move and not sit in one place for the entire match. Something like COD Zombies in the game with opening different areas would be amazing in this game. This is a great game in dire need of extra content after finishing it. The dev has shown to give games at least 1 or 2 years of support as with After the Fall, but if it resembles anything of that, the game, it will have issues even after 2 years. What are your thoughts? Do you look forward to Arizona Sunshine 2, or do you think the price tag is asking too much? Are you getting the game, waiting, or passing? Leave a like, dislike, comment, sub, and until the next video, bye.